we're going to steal this one. Boy, just looking at some numbers here, you see, who's Van Treese? He played a great game. He's a guy that's averaging about 11 minutes a game, and I think he's averaging about 4 points and 3 rebounds or something like that. And I mean, he was good. He was on the boards and making a lot of things happen. Just seemed like, you know, you play percentages as a coach, and you expect certain things to maybe, well, sometimes be a little bit better, but when you see a guy like Van Treese and the way he played, and then you see Ding, who's shooting 53% from the free throw line, and goes 6 for 6. You say, man, you know. But I'm proud of our guys. We're playing hard, and we're not burying our heads, putting our heads down. We're playing against some really, really good basketball teams, and we're doing some good things. We're continuing to get better. You know, obviously, we're going to turn this corner. There's no doubt in my mind. We're going to turn the corner, and we're going to win some games, and we're going to look back at these times as a trial, as just a tough experience we went through to get better. And so, we're going to study this one, figure some things out, and get ready for Cincinnati.
Stan, can you talk about the troubles you guys had in the final 10 minutes? It seemed like baskets were really hard to come by.
We missed some shots that weren't hard shots. I think somebody had a layup that kind of went in and out, or a short shot. Ron did. If you look at the stats, it was kind of the same way for both teams. I mean, you could sit Rick up here and say, Rick, you know, your team in the second half shot 38%. What happened to you guys? So, I mean, both teams defended a little bit better in the second half. Both teams missed some shots. Both teams didn't maybe get the same aggressive baskets. We were much more aggressive in the first half. You know, Juwanza Pullen was flying to the rim and making some things happen. In the second half, I think they adjusted their press a little bit more, where it was more conservative. They just put a little bit more heat on Crater, but they didn't necessarily rotate and trap, so we didn't get the same attacks against the pressure. We played a little bit more against half-court defense. But I don't think it was necessarily what they were doing. We missed some shots. The game wasn't as fast-paced as it was in the first half.
It seemed like you were subbing more early with an eye towards kind of having more in the tank at the end of the game. Was that the plan? I mean, it seemed.
Yeah, I wanted to, especially around free throws, or I'm sorry, not free throws, but those timeout situations. You know, you get them at 16, 12, 8, 4. Try to get Crater some spells around those timeouts, and Authority did a terrific job for us. I was pleased with him. He's got to continue to do that and give us, 8 to 12 minutes to rest Crater at the point. And seeing Sean play well is really helping us too. So now Juwanza and Hugh get a little bit more of a break, and we've always had a little bit of depth at the post anyway. So in some ways we're shrinking our rotation, but in some ways we're expanding maybe some minutes out of the game for some guys.
I was curious how you see Ron's numbers in the fall off there. How much of it is getting his feet wet in Big East play? How much of it is just Gus getting more touches and more shots?
Well, I think it's going to be a game-to-game thing. He's certainly rebounding still at a very high level. He's not getting as many shots. I mean, he's 1 for 3. He's not getting as many shots, but we were consciously going to Gilchrist because he's hot. And he's a tough matchup, and he's delivering. And so we're, and that's, I think, very unselfish on Ron and Jerry and those guys that, hey, they'll, are taking a little bit of a back seat because this guy's got it going so well. So I don't think he's dropped off. I don't think he's not a very effective. He still is a very effective player, and I think he's going to have another game pretty soon where he's going to get a double-double.
I think Gus has now had back-to-back. These kind of maybe even today the best Big East game you've seen him play.
Yeah, this one in the UConn game would certainly rank up there too. Both games. And it's kind of the guy that I envisioned at the beginning of the year, and it's happening now instead of a little bit earlier, but it's happening. And again, I think right before our eyes, we remember a kid last year, a couple of years ago, could hardly get up and down the court, and last year he showed flashes, but now he's really showing a more complete game. He's cut down his turnovers. He's effective scoring inside, outside. He's not just settling for long shots like he used to, and he's doing a great job.
Coach, you can talk about Crater. I think it's the second game in a row he's reset his career high for assists.
Yeah. he's a very unselfish player. He loves getting assists. He still has to be a scorer to keep people playing honest, but he's settling in more of a role as a guy who can run our team. And the better he plays, the better our team's going to play. That was an area that we were really struggling at for the most part of the beginning of the season. And now he's given us solid play. I mean, he held a guy like Peyton Siva to 9 points and stripped him one time and 2 for 9 shooting. He did a terrific job.